Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Today we got the final major update of the year for Battlefield 6. The Winter Offensive update ended up dropping this morning, and it was a major patch. We went through the patch notes a few days back, and that was 22 minutes straight, I think it was, of just non-stop fix after fix after fix after adjustment after change. Unfortunately though, while this update did change a lot in game and it fixed several things in game, there are some other things going on with this patch that have broken certain elements of Battlefield 6 and REDSEC as well. Today I wanted to highlight a few of the issues you may be experiencing with this update. We've actually already got some responses to some of the major broken things with this as well, and a few other bits of information regarding this update. For instance, Battlefield Comms did post earlier on this morning saying, hey, the update's now live on all platforms. Obviously, if you didn't download it or preload it or anything, you're going to have to go through and download this before you jump on next. But they shared some additional details happening in battle royale missions here. They say, with today's Winter Offensive update, we've made some tuning changes to battle royale missions when playing duos only to make them more achievable and more rewarding to engage during matches. We've seen that mission success rates in duos are noticeably lower than in quads, and that fewer duo squads are opting into missions overall. Our read is that they're a bit too demanding for two-player teams, so we're adjusting the missions to fit the pressure of playing as a duo. So what's changed with this? With the evasion mission, tracker count has been reduced from 3 to 2. With data extraction, the data drive requirement has been reduced from 2 to 1. With decryption, beacon objective reduced from 2 to 1, and signal hack capture time reduced to 30 seconds there. They say we're going to keep monitoring success rates and participation in these missions. We'll adjust further if needed, so jump in and let us know how they feel. So another additional change with this specifically for REDSEC duos. Now, obviously, with the Winter Offensive content update, we do have the new bonus path now available within the Battle Pass. However, there are some issues going on with this. So Battlefield Comms did also post saying Battle Pass tier skipping within the Winter Offensive bonus path. We are aware of an issue with the Battle Pass tier skips on the Winter Offensive bonus path, and we've actually temporarily disabled this feature across all platforms while we work on a fix. We'll update you once this is fully resolved. Thank you for your continued feedback and patience as the team works through some issues identified with this update. Now, at the time of recording this, there's been no update pushed out to resolve this. If perchance they go through and they do push out a fix for this right after I post or right before I'm able to post, and I can't post edit Zach here, then I'll be sure to update the pinned comment down below. So just keep an eye out on that for this specific issue here. But you won't be able to tier skip with any of the bonus path, rewards and unlocks within Winter Offensive. There was also another issue going on with the ticket counter in Conquest being reset back to 1,000 for a lot of people. They do say that we are aware that some players noticed Conquest reverting back to 1,000 tickets in this update. This has now been resolved, and the intended 1,200 tickets are once again in effect. Of course, they talked about their philosophy behind this a few days back, and we covered that, but this was broken when the update first went out. That has now since been resolved, so good news there. And by the way, as we are going through the various different elements of this update that do have some problems and some new issues players are having, if you guys enjoy this video, you find the information helpful, do me a favor, drop a like on it. It's always seriously appreciated. And if you're new to the channel, you want to ensure you're always in the know for everything going on in Battlefield, this is the place to be. So feel free to hit that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications. Next up here, this is probably one of the most broken elements of gameplay now. After this update, I have seen so many posts, so many tweets about this issue going on. This person, Trigger, here ends up posting saying, worst possible timing, getting noticeable stuttering now after this new Battlefield 6 update. Zero performance issues before this, and this happens right before the Elite Series kicks off. Please hotfix ASAP. And this is a problem that a lot of people have noticed, that there are like these little micro stutters or micro hitches going on in gameplay where your character almost feels like they're running in place for a split second. You get some frame drops, some frame stutters, and it's happening pretty frequently. Every 10, 15, 20 seconds it's been going on. Like I said, I've seen a lot of reports about this. Luckily, Florian Drunks here ended up responding pretty quickly saying, investigating this already with the team. Is this happening at a regular cadence? Is it seemingly random? They kind of go on a back and forth here saying seems to happen intermittently every 5 to 20 seconds, varying with on-screen intensity. Worse when playing the objective, which is, even more so a problem here in gameplay. Florian just responded and says, can you share your config? What's going on with this? Have you made any tweaks with this? So Trigger sends that over, and hopefully this is going to help resolve things, because like I said, this seems to be a widespread issue as far as stability goes. And the big thing here is that presumably this was going to be the final major update for Battlefield 6 before the end of the year. Like it was this, and then basically the devs go on a holiday break and they'll be back in 2026. So now with this update, because it has some pretty major issues, and there's still a few more we got to point out here, this is likely going to require some kind of like emergency hotfix update coming maybe later today, maybe later on this week, to address some of the problems that this update has introduced before the devs are out of office and gone for the year. Obviously, they don't want to leave the game in a state where it's broken now for the next few weeks going into the end of 2025 and the start of 2026. So we should now be seeing, obviously they're already looking into these things, they're already investigating these things, some responses to these in the form of new updates in the coming days. So obviously that's something I'll be monitoring, and once those changes and fixes are live, I'll be keeping you guys informed for sure. Hey everyone, real quick, wanted to give a shout out to my friends over at G Fuel. All month long, you guys can save a little bit of extra money here using code Immortal on anything on the G Fuel site. It'll actually get you 30% off your entire order. So if you're looking for any last minute gifts for any friends or family, look no further than G Fuel. They got you covered. They'll keep you hydrated and energized to bring in the new year. Link for that will be down in the description below if you're interested. Another thing was mentioned here, the firing range also has a new stuttering issue, and it's capped at 60 FPS. And this is actually a new bug going on, it seems like, in the menus. Florian says you have to go through and set the frame rate limiter in the menu to off here. Then that'll fix that, but that's now been turned on for some reason by default. So if you're in the firing range testing out your builds after this update, because they did do some adjustments, you might notice your firing range feels very stuttery and very clunky. That could be why. So definitely double check your settings there. Hopefully they do a hot fix and just default that back to off in the near future here. And then lastly, Florian was asked if there were any plans to address some of the janky animations that could occur when players are prone. There's a lot of situations here where prone players might just be freaking out, and it makes them really hard to track and hit, especially if you're using a weapon like a sniper where they're very twitchy and their entire player model could freak out. And Florian does say, yes, it's on my radar. So that's another fix, another update incoming here. No ETA for this one. Obviously didn't make it into this patch, so hopefully that means it'll be coming here soon, maybe with some of the emergency fixes that we now know are inbounds. But overall, while this update did do quite a bit, it changed a lot of things, it fixed a lot of things, like footstep audio seems way better now, hit reg is feeling a little bit better, it seems like, based on community sentiment. Unfortunately, this update also introduced several new problems and broke a handful of things as well. Good news is, though, it seems like most of the main ones are already on the devs radar, and hopefully that means here soon we're going to see some more fixes drop and some more updates go out. Like I mentioned, I'll be sure to keep you guys informed with all the latest need-to-know details as some new fixes, some new updates do roll out here, hopefully pretty soon. So stay tuned for all of that. Be sure to hit that subscribe button to always know when I post a new video. And if you enjoyed this one, drop a like on your way out. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.